Are you done picking your
Whoa!
nose?
Yes, constantly. What is going on? Good people. We are back. It has been a long time since we said that. Probably been about a month. Probably, right? A monthish, month and a halfish, maybe.
Yeah.
Um, I think collectively, and I took Casey's sickness kind of on for him, so he's welcome. Um, but I think it was before we get into Money in the Bank. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're reviewing. If you didn't read the title or anything, talking about that show that happened last night. I couldn't do the review because I didn't have a voice yesterday. Because that would have been fun. That would have probably trended worldwide. But nonetheless, I waited till my voice came back. Somewhat, it's still a little rough, but we here nonetheless. Back once again. I don't know about Casey, because I mean I think we're gonna start doing stuff a little bit more normally now. But I think we both collectively needed a little bit of a breather. Um, I think it had been brewing for a while. Um, and it's not that we didn't watch or Impact. I have not watched because I can't do it at this moment. I can't. I tried so bad, and Rabbit would message me every week and be like, "Are we doing the review?" I'm like, "I'm gonna try," and then it wouldn't. It just wouldn't happen because I just didn't want to watch the show. Um, but I think we just both needed a collective like. I don't know about you. That's how I felt.
Yeah, I definitely needed a break just because, like, I feel like I'm literally surrounded by pro wrestling now with the reviews, the podcast, training. I just had my debut last week, so like I was focused on that, and like it's just everywhere I go is wrestling this, wrestling that, which is great. Don't get me wrong, we both love wrestling, but it's kind of like you need that like to step back and at least eliminate one thing for a little while just to kind of refresh yourself. But yeah, I haven't really watched a lot. I've seen bits and pieces of like Raws and SmackDowns each week. I haven't watched NXT in God knows how long. I need to get back into that. Um, but yeah, we definitely needed a little bit of a breather.
Yeah, and I think we still got discussions in the bank. Sorry, we definitely got discussions. Kind of waiting. My thoughts on NXT right now. I don't want to give that away right now, but my thoughts on NXT at the moment. Not that I've been watching it that much, but as far as from what I've seen from it, I definitely want to do something with that. I know we're going to talk about the 24/7 green belt. 24/7 championship. We'll talk about that at some point in the near future. But let's jump into this show, Money in the Bank 2019. They had the Usos and Daniel Bryan and Rowan on the pre-show because LOL. It wasn't for the titles though. It's weird. Like they got like isn't Daniel Bryan and Rowan the champions? Aren't they? I think.
I think yeah, they are.
I think they were gifted the titles after you know Jeff Hardy went down with an injury again. This poor man. Every time he get a championship, it's like, nope. We was kidding. We was just playing with you. Hey, it's your body. We was just playing. No. So that poor man. But hopefully he gets better soon. Because I mean he drug Matt out of retirement for this. Okay, so that's got to happen. But I didn't watch the pre-show match. I don't know if you watched the pre-show match. Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
I heard it
Back.
was okay. I heard it was decent, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah. Um, to the women's Money in the Bank contract match, we had Carmella, Dana Brooke, Ember Moon, Mandy Rose with Sonya, Naomi, Natalia, Nikki Cross, and Bailey. Um, this was good. I thought the match was good. I enjoyed the Money in the Bank. Both of them really. They had some good spots in them and some cool little ooh type moments. Um, I thought I think the people that were in them were really cool. Dana Brooke looks a lot like every other blonde woman in the company, and it confused me every time because I'm like, oh, is that Mandy? Oh no, it's Dana Brooke. Oh, is that some? Oh, it's Dana Brooke. No, it's always Dana Brooke. It's never who I think it is. Mandy Rose, they had an angle in this match. We ain't gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about. I love the Sonya Deville spot when she came in and tried to carry up the thing. I knew it wasn't gonna work, but she did it anyway. You know what was missing though? You know, that's what I think. I think she misses a couple of punches. You know, a couple of them, just a few of them, just a couple. I like Nikki Cross. It's a cool match for Nikki Cross to be in because of her character and how that works. Even though they're attempting to potentially, possibly, somewhat change it at some point. Don't do it, please. Thanks. Because we don't need all the women in the women's division being normal women. Like, no, stop it. Anyway, Bayley won, which was great. I love the moment with her and the holding up the money in the bank and going to the crowd and stuff. That was cool. Good match. It was a good match. We'll get into other things later. Casey, thoughts on the women in the bank match or something?
That sounds sexist and demeaning. You're an asshole. Women in the bank. So women in the bank now?
They say Bayley in the bank. They say Beast in the bank. Mr. Monster in the bank. So
no, nobody ever said that. No, nobody ever said that.
Nobody said Mr. Beast in the bank.
I don't ever remember hearing that, and if they did, they was wrong.
I think they said those words.
He's wrong. It's probably Michael Cole. Anyway, see, I wanted to enjoy this match. I did. You know, I was like, you know what? Women's Money in the Bank. Yeah. I was at work, and my coworker comes up to me, and you know, I thought he was just gonna have a little bit of small talk with me, you know, whatever. This man gonna come up to me and say, "Hey, I just found out Bayley won the Money in the Bank." I didn't want to be surprised or nothing. Thanks. It's cool. So yeah, I already knew who won.
Yeah, I don't know. I have like short-term memory loss in terms of wrestling for some reason. My dad told me that Bayley won the Money in the Bank, which I remembered when I watched this. But I didn't remember about the cash in, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, that was the only thing he told me. So like the rest of the show, I was pretty good. I was like, okay. I was staying off social media. I wasn't looking at Twitter. I wasn't looking at Facebook. I wasn't looking at anything. But I still wanted to watch the match anyway. I thought it was pretty good. You know, it's some interesting spots in the match. Like you said, with Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. I like that. Although I just couldn't help thinking, work smarter, not harder. Why would you put her on your shoulders and then climb up the ladder when you could just climb up the ladder, drop it down to her? Like, why you got to do all that extra? You doing all that extra, and it didn't work out
she
for
gotta
you.
show off how swole she is, bro. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah, she was swole.
Rey Mysterio versus Samoa Joe, United States Championship match. This match was short, but I don't mind it simply because it was kind of like Rey Mysterio getting Samoa Joe back for what he did to him at WrestleMania when he destroyed him in the reverse fashion. Samoa Joe destroyed Rey Mysterio. So I kind of like that about it. I was surprised. It was kind of a shocking. And I think one thing this show did, if nothing else, they had some surprises. Whether you liked them or not, they had some surprises, I feel like. No?
We gonna get to the one at
okay.
It was a surprise later that
yeah. You know, they did have some surprises. Like this match was kind of surprising. Other things later on we would talk about were kind of surprising. You know, kind of caught you off guard. But anyway, Rey Mysterio versus Samoa Joe. Rey Mysterio becomes the United States champion. Thoughts?
See, this was another thing that all I saw on social media was people complaining, "Oh, short match, blah blah blah." They could have done longer. And I don't know. I didn't look into it too much, but the only thing I can think of is, okay, maybe they did specifically book it to be a short match, but it didn't seem like that to me. Um, Samoa Joe got busted open, and I think they were in Connecticut, right? I
I think
believe
so.
something like that. And I don't know exactly, but I thought I saw somebody say that the athletic commission in um, Connecticut or in that area they were in doesn't allow bleeding. So that may have been the reason that the match was so short. If he got busted open and you're not allowed to bleed or not allowed to bleed, you have to end the match as soon as possible. It's a rule in pro wrestling in general. Depending on where you are, if
Yeah,
the athletic
like
commission,
Virginia, they do stuff like I remember.
yeah,
I remember they had a TNA, and it was like forever ago, but they had a TNA show here, and Abyss started bleeding on his elbow, and they were like, wipe it off, they're gonna stop." It was like a Monsters Ball match, and I'm like, why are they having a
yeah,
Monsters Ball match knowing that you
yeah.
can't bleed?
So yeah, that and again, I don't know. I didn't confirm it. I didn't look it up, but that could have been the reason why it might have been really cut real short because that happened. I don't know. I have to look back to see exactly when he was busted open, because that could have been it. I don't know, but we'll see what happens with this going forward. But I do like that Rey Mysterio won. Um, I'm pretty sure they were gonna have him win anyway, but um, I don't know. But I thought for what it was a good match.
Alrighty. Steel cage match. Shane McMahon versus The Miz. For some reason, this is one of the and maybe it's because it was so early in the card or something. This is one of the matches I kind of forgot about. I watched it, but I forgot that it was on the card when I went back and looked at the card again. The match wasn't bad though. It wasn't a bad match. This feud is weird. Shane McMahon best in the world thing is weird and power trippy and authority like and just over the top, and I just don't think I like it. It's just it's what I don't like about it is it's typical McMahon heel, right? And McMahon heel has always been the same thing. Um, maybe and it's almost been like Mr. McMahon minus 300 because like everybody tries to be what Mr. McMahon was, and you can't pull it off because Mr. McMahon is Mr. Freaking Man. Like that's how that works. So no. But nonetheless, they they keep trying to bring Mrs. Father into it to kind of sharpen up the heel heat with Shane McMahon. And I don't think Shane McMahon is doing a bad job as a heel per se, but I don't know. At the same time, it's like maybe I'm just tired of this feud per se. I guess maybe. Match was not bad though. It was a good match, good steel cage match. Had been a while. It felt like since we've seen a steel cage match, so not too bad. Casey, thoughts on Shane McMahon versus The Miz? The Miz. Shane McMahon won, by the way.
Yeah,
He liked fell off the cage or something.
it was okay. I liked the finish. I thought the finish was an interesting finish that they used with the shirt and everything. Um, I just feel like I don't mind the Miz and I don't mind Shane McMahon. I think for what he can do in the ring, Shane's good. He's not a fully trained pro wrestler, but what he can do in the ring is good. At the same time, I like seeing him on like one-off matches. Like one match at WrestleMania a year, or two matches, maybe three tops at big pay-per-views. I don't necessarily want to see him in a full feud storyline with somebody. It's just something about it I just don't like. But yeah, like the match was okay for a steel cage match. We've seen better, we've seen worse, but it was kind of eh.
All right, this is one of the matches that I was happy that made it on the main card. Tony Nese versus Ari Daivari. I was excited because I think we've talked about this for so long. How the cruiserweight championship matches have been some of the best matches that nobody gets to see because they're always on the pre-show. So it was cool that they gave them their spotlight tonight. Um, I it was weird that Daivari came out last once again. I don't get that because you want Tony Nese to see his car or something. You need Arya Daivari to count with Tony Nese how many abs that man's got. I'm just saying. You need. I mean, I know he's got the belt covering it too, technically, but he can pull the thing off and just count the abs, But nonetheless, like I thought this was a good match. I liked it. Arya Daivari is really good. I think he's far better than the credit he's given sometimes. I like him, and I like Tony Nese too. He's kind of he's almost like a prototype type champion. Like if you thought about what a cruiserweight champion would look like, and you like painted him on a board, for me to be a stick figure because that's about as good as I can get. But I would want it to be Tony Nese. I think that would be what I would be looking for because he has everything. He has the hair, he has the abs, he has the look, he has the freaking bicep or whatever. He's freaking sculpted, man. The dude is sculpted. I'm trying to get like Tony Nese in my spare time of times, But good match nonetheless. Loved it. I think they work well together. I'm excited. It makes me the matches like this with the cruiserweights make me want to watch the cruiserweights more and know more about the cruiserweights and what they're doing and the storylines behind it. But I don't always get to watch the cruiserweight. But good match though. Tony Nese retained. Not surprised. Casey.
If I had $1 every time this man said he gonna start watching 205 Live.
We probably had the same amount of dollars if I had one for every time you said it. I didn't say I was gonna start watching it. I said it makes me want to.
Same thing. I don't know, I don't know why they had this match on the card because like Tony Nese gonna be the cruiserweight champion forever. He finally got the title. He gonna keep it forever. Cause who gonna take it? Who honestly gonna take it from that man? He got 8 of the abs. Got 8 of them.
8 reasons why he's better than you.
Exactly. He got 8 reasons why you ain't never gonna win that title, and why DJ Bill ain't never gonna have the abs because he ain't going to the gym. That's how you get the abs. You're gonna work out. They don't just pop up. And this man saying, "Oh, well."
They don't. I thought you just count them and then they just start falling into place.
Nah, it ain't like that though. It ain't like that though. You gotta work for them. I think they do have a surgery for them too. Though now you can like get them implanted, so like you can get like kind of like breast implants, but it's like abdomen implants. But your abdominals.
That's too much. That's too much for me. I'd rather just stick with what I got. Anyway.
You go to the gym, you go to Planet Fitness, $9.99 a month. Oh, but then you can't pay for your WWE Network. Oh man, that's a tough one. I don't know.
It's like for people who are watching who may not be wrestling fans, you just like our faces. It's like Netflix versus gym. Which one would you pick? Netflix does easier. All you gotta do is sit there and watch it. Like, come on. Anyway,
you can watch it and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna have a body like that one day."
Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans. Becky 2 belts coming out there. This was a good match. I liked it. I love Becky 2 belts, even though it's noble. But I love Becky 2 belts though. I like this whole kind of scenario with Becky and her having to defend both titles. It was cool. This is the first time. I'm glad they didn't like combine them and they actually kind of kept them separate and made her defend both of them, or she decided to defend both of them, whatever they want to say. It made for some intrigue, I think, as far as the both women's titles. her against Lacey Evans, I thought was really good. I think Lacey Evans is really good for someone who has a really like prissy type character, like uppity type character. I think Lacey Evans is really good as far as like not being like, oh, I don't want to be touched per se. It's almost like Tyler Breeze. I remember watching Tyler Breeze in NXT where he had that kind of I'm a pretty type character, but at the same time, he was ruthless in the ring, and I like that. And that's kind of like Lacey Evans. She has a little handkerchief or tissue or whatever she pulls out of her, whatever she pulls it out of to wipe her pits off. Not that I enjoy watching. What I'm saying is, it's a good nuance to the character. It's a good nuance to the. Quit hating. It's a good nuance to the character. Who else takes a tissue out of wherever she gets the tissue from and wipes the pits off? Nobody. Nobody. Everybody walking around with wet pits. Wet. They just wet or moist, as people like to say. No. No, no, no. She is a lady. She needs to start doing the mandible claw though. If she gonna like have things of this nature, she has to do the mandible claw. That's how it works. It has to happen. Because Su Yung got the bloody glove. Mankind, he had the sock, Mr. Sacco. So Lacey gotta have Mrs. Handkerchief Mrs. Tisho. Shut up, Casey. Shut your mouth. Anyway, Becky retained, and then Charlotte comes down to the ring, and Charlotte's like, we're going to do this now. And, Becky Lynch is the man. She can't say no to a challenge. You crazy? So Becky Lynch is like, yeah, let's do it. So Becky Lynch gets in the ring with Charlotte. Charlotte pretty much beats that booty and wins this title. So Charlotte is SmackDown champion. Becky Lynch is the Raw Women's champion. Then Bayley comes out because Lacey Evans and Becky Lynch were attacking. No, Lacey Evans and Charlotte were attacking Becky Lynch. God, so many pieces of this freaking puzzle. Lacey Evans and Charlotte were attacking Becky Lynch, and then Bayley comes out to help. And as Charlotte tries to attack Bayley, Bayley moves out of the way. She hits the post. Bayley cashes in, Money in the Bank, and Bayley is the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Man, what a story. I thought that was cool though. I liked it. I like that Bayley cashed in on the same night. That's always cool. Anytime anybody cashes in on the same night, it's always a cool little like whoa. And I don't know how Bayley would have held the Money in the Bank contract, considering she's a face and like a face like she like super uber positive face. I liked this whole back-to-back defenses too, because it almost reminded me of Vengeance 2001, which is probably like my favorite pay-per-view maybe ever, because I talk about it all the time with Chris Jericho and The Rock and Austin. It just had a little bit of similences of that. It was almost the opposite though, with Becky coming in with both belts and having to defend them both, whereas in that one, The Rock had to defend one and Stone Cold had to defend one, and Jericho won them both. But I liked it though. It had almost like a Vengeance in reverse type feel. I liked it. But Casey, thoughts on the women's? The 2 matches, well, technically it's 3 in there. 3 matches of the women's where Bayley became the SmackDown Women's Champion and Becky Lynch retained to her Raw Women's Championship. And hopefully I set it up to where you could forget everything you was going to say.
So for the peoples who don't watch the double doubles, could you explain in more detail where she pulls that handkerchief out of?
She pulls it from somewhere. I don't even know where she pulls it from. I really don't. Honestly, I'll be watching and like out of nowhere, I'll be seeing a handkerchief and I'll be like, where it come from though?
I mean, anyway, all I can say is that Bayley is the first ever grand champion. She done won all the titles. She won the Raw.
Did they even mention that?
I don't know, but I saw it on Facebook. She won the Raw, the SmackDown, the NXT, and the tag team.
True.
Yeah, that's yeah.
True. Oh yeah, NXT don't count after they get to the main roster. They won't never say that. That's right.
True. I don't even know who is the NXT Women's Champion right now. That's bad.
I think it's still Shayna. I think
Yeah, cause she ain't never gonna lose that title.
she lost it to Kairi Sane.
That was a fluke. Trying to say she got the best elbow drop ever.
She
Ain't
do.
got the best elbow drop ever. That's Macho Man. He got the best elbow.
Which I wonder who's facing her now because Io Shirai and Kairi Sane are on the main roster, aren't they? Pretty sure.
I have no idea where they are anymore.
I'm almost kind of sure about it.
But yeah, go Bailey and stuff, and heel turn for Bailey now. Let's do it. Come on, do it. Do it double double. Do it double double.
Well, all right.
I think we need Raven's thoughts on the women's match though.
She out. She done. She done with it. She is not feeling the review right now. Yeah, she like nope. She like nope. Um, Roman Reigns versus Elias. Before the match, Elias attacked Roman Reigns with like his guitar, and it was funny because he came out there and he was like, "Well, my guitar broke," and I was like, "Ha ha ha ha!" I laughed a lot. Sorry, it was a good joke. Anyway, Roman Reigns came out and speared him and won the match, and there we go. That was it. Measure of revenge and stuff. Casey, do you got any thoughts on Roman Reigns versus Elias?
Okay, I haven't really been paying that much attention to the weekly double doubles. Was there any kind of build up to this? And if so, why? Because like I can't. Did was this just a space filler? Like, let's be honest. Was this just like they needed to fill time, and they're like, you know what, Elias versus Roman, because that's all I can think of. I don't understand this at all. Eh,
Yep.
Next.
Yep. All right. Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles. Good freaking match. This right here. I loved it. The build up was great. It was cool to see that kind of it was almost a teacher student, but like it's almost like the student has like caught up to the teacher because obviously they're two separate brands. Um and AJ Styles has his whole the house that AJ Styles built, and Rollins has Monday Night Rollins and all this. So it's pretty cool. I liked it. It was a good match. It was a very good match. These two work so well together. It was awesome. It was almost like a respect for you per se, which was cool. Been a while, I think, since we had one of these where like neither one was really a heel and neither one. I mean, they were both kind of faces, I guess. Um, it was good though. This is a good match. This is very good. I enjoyed it. I thought definitely one of the best matches of the night as far as the title matches are concerned. But I think both world title matches, I guess we can. I don't know if the Universal title counts as a world title, but screw it. I guess both world title matches were really good. So good match. Seth Rollins won. I love that little transition into the Styles Clash. That was cool. That was a cool little transition there and there. That was good. I liked it. Casey, thoughts on Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles for the Universal title?
I think you pretty much said it all. Great match. I think there's always at least one solid match on like pay-per-view cards or WWE cards, and this is definitely one of them. These two are you can put them in a ring with anybody, and they will give you a great match. You put them together, you're gonna get a phenomenal match. AJ Styles.
Get it.
But I don't really get a student versus teacher thing at all because they I mean, AJ does have more experience than Seth, but like they're both, you
Well,
know.
the only reason I get that is because they had that when they first was it them? Maybe I got it wrong. They had a match on the Indies where Seth was really young and AJ Styles was a little bit older. Like he was the guy everybody knew. And I mean they knew Tyler Black, but like it wasn't like AJ Styles was AJ freaking Styles still. Right? It was them two, right?
That was a very generic. Can you give me any more? Like what
They,
promotion?
I
Where?
had no idea. They literally had a match like in a gym and Seth always brings it up. I think it was in his friggin' I don't know if he had a Chronicle or a 24 or something or AJ Styles, one of the two. They had some sort of documentary on it. I'm pretty sure it was those two that were in the match where it was like AJ when he was back in TNA and Tyler Black, maybe even before Ring of Honor, maybe.
I don't know. I'll have to look. Uh, I mean, all I remember is Tyler Black doing a flip off a fat guy. That's really all you ever need to remember is because hashtag never forget. Never forget. Greatest spot of all time. But yeah, it's a good match.
Moving on to the WWE Championship match, and we got one more match to go. And then we might just sign off, maybe, or we might just keep talking for talking's sake.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
But anyway, Kofi Kingston versus Kevin Owens for the WWE Championship. Also a match I thought that was really good. I love Kevin Owens. I'm glad he's back. I love Kofi too. I'm liking Kofi as a champion. There's something about like his passion as a champion that I really like, especially after victories. Just kind of his the way he carries himself as champion. I really like. It's something that I feel like we haven't seen in a while, especially in WWE. Because I think we get these guys who have been there for so long or been there before. Whereas Kofi, this is kind of his first hurrah, I guess. This is his first big thing. So every time that he retains, it feels like it's a big deal, and he makes it a big deal in his reactions and interactions and stuff like that. And I really love that about Kofi. That's the one thing I really like about Kofi more than any other champion right now is that Kofi, like for whatever reason, like when he wins, you're like you get behind it. Like when he's like getting pumped up because he just won the match, you're like, yeah, this is my guy right here. I like this guy. Whatever, you know. I don't know what it is. Like I don't know what it is about him. I don't know if it's that he's never really been to the top of the mountain. Like he's been kind of in the mid card. He's been successful there. He's been successful as a tag team, but never really on his own. So like maybe that's what it is. But this match was really good. I think they work well together too. I hope they keep this going. I like this. I also like this Kevin Owens because it's almost like the prize fighter thing. Going back to that is his original WWE or NXT stuff that he did. Back when he turned on Sami Zayn, he kind of worked with Sami Zayn for like this was literally like a second to turn on Sami Zayn to get himself in the title picture. And I like how he did that here. Vince already likes him. He already selects him for everything anyway. So it's kind of cool that, it's kind of cool to see him work with the New Day just to get close to the champion, just to tear him down. Like, I like that. I think that's really, really good. I like it. But Casey, thoughts on Kevin Owens versus Kofi Kingston? Kofi Kingston did retain.
I need a minute. Sammy ain't never been the same since then. He ain't never been the same.
He's back, right?
Yeah. Is he the same? No.
No, he's like spinning around in circles now or something.
He's getting beat up by Braun Strowman for no reason. This man, I blame you, Kevin Owens. Blame you. You ain't had to do that. He was your friend. Your friend. Even though you tried to kill him in Ladder Wars. But he was your friend. Also, I'm kind of upset he did not stay in the New Day. I think that would have been great.
You wanted to see more of the Big O.
I did. I really wanted to see more of the Big O. I really did. Um, but yeah, good match. You know, both solid workers. I'm gonna be honest. I love Kofi, but I'm surprised he still has the title. I really thought
Did,
they were just
did you
gonna.
hear he's supposed to lose to Goldberg? I mean, what?
If that happens, I'm canceling my network. Like I'm done. I can't. Like I know exactly what's gonna happen now. I can script it out exactly what's gonna happen. And it ends with Mr. Money in the Bank
And Goldberg?
shouldn't have the freaking anyway. Yeah, good match. Move on. Let's just get this over with. Let's
All
just
right.
do it.
Speaking of Mr. Money in the Bank, we got the men's Money in the Bank match. Who's taking out Sami Zayn and Braun, right? Both of them
Yeah.
were collectively taken out. So we had Ali. So Ali, no Mustafa. Andrade, no Cien Almas. Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor, Randy Orton, and Ricochet. So we thought. Up until that point, everything was cool. It was cool. Freaking Ricochet taking that bump on that ladder, bruh. Don't do that. You ain't gotta do that, bruh. You ain't gotta do that. Come on, bruh. You ain't gotta do that. Come on, Ricochet. Come on. Don't hurt the man like that. Don't hurt him like that. He's the one and only. That was cool. I like that. I felt like everybody was picking on Ricochet. Like Randy was picking on Ricochet. Then they threw that man on the ladder like that. Like cut the man some slack. Come on, come on. And not the slack that the ladder gave him because it gave him a lot. Finn took a pretty nice bump. I thought, man, this poor fella, this poor man. But the biggest news of this match, I don't even know how this happened. I just looked up and Brock was in the ring, and I'm like, hello, Casey. Why is Brock in? Oh, like what? So, all right, Brock's in the ring, and he goes up and he grabs the briefcase and he takes it down. And Greg Hamilton says, "Mr. Money in the Bank, Brock Lesnar. He's not even in the freaking match." See, now this is the most logical thing I'll probably ever see WWE do because I've always thought about this. So if somebody just walks into the ring and gets the briefcase, wouldn't they technically be Mr. Money in the Bank? There ain't no disqualifications. You can't tell me what to do. Anyway, I don't know. Mind blown. Didn't expect this at all. I don't know. I didn't expect this at all. Another one of those surprises uh, that I wasn't really anticipating. Of all people, Brock to get the Money in the Bank. Like what? I don't know. I guess we'll see where this goes. I mean, it'll mean that we won't see the Money in the Bank briefcase as often. That's about all I know. But nonetheless, we got a new Money in the Bank, and I really don't know how to feel. I wasn't as surprised as I thought it was going to be. I was surprised when I heard it because this is another one of those scenarios where I heard it before I watched it because spoilers. But yeah, but I was still surprised. I was still like, whoa, well, all right then. It's funny. One of my friends was talking to me about this, uh, about it, and they were like, so tell me why this man is all the way like right at the briefcase and Brock Lesnar's music hit, and he just like and just stands there and doesn't grab the briefcase. All you gotta do is unhook it. He's literally right there. I just yeah, I was like, wrestling logic. If you think too much into it, it really sounds really dumb. JC, thoughts on the Money in the Bank match for the men's where Brock Lesnar won the Money in the Bank?
See, the match itself, great. You know, you had all these really talented guys who can do exciting, moves on the ladders and do exciting different spots and stuff like that. That's great, you know. And in training, and videos that I watch too, because I try to watch stuff outside of training as well. The big thing is psychology. What makes sense? Uh, Something that my trainer always brings up is, treat it like you're in an actual fight. Like, what would you do if you were in an actual fight? Things like that. How would you react? Things like that. What would you do? And then music hits and you get distracted from you're right there. Bruh. Like, just grab it. Just grab it. I don't know. But also, why? Why? Why does Brock Lesnar need to be Mr. Money in the Bank? You have a handful of guys in this match that you could have given Money in the Bank and pushed somebody new and given younger talent that push that they need and opportunity. And instead, you go, no, let's give it to Brock Lesnar. Why? I don't understand. It's not like he needs it. If Brock Lesnar is this monster that they always say he is, why does he need Money in the Bank? Why does he need that contract? Why? It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Um, I don't know. I DJ.
Yeah, I don't know either. This was shock and awe, which is nice. Not the shock and awe I expected though. All right. Um, but
Not the talking all we wanted.
yeah, like yeah, yeah. Speaking of other shock and awe that we wanted, 24. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a future video soon. Yep, probably sometime this week. Anyway, other than that, we're gonna sign off now. Happy to be back. Mr. Beast in the Bank. I'm coining it. It's trademark now. All the credit comes to me now. So WWE, sorry, I stole it from you. You stole your idea from me. So yeah. Anyway, hit the subscribe button. Stole that too. Give us a like. Stole that from some other YouTuber. And hit the bell for notifications. And we'll see you guys.
I stole that from somebody too.
We'll see you guys on the next video. And if I do, okay, bye. See y'all. Adios, Miko.